Yeah.
Now you listening to Prime Stars music. Prime Stars.
I will put her down on the side of town where the tricks is round. For sure they're lookers, preferably they set their eyes and give the prize to my hooker behind the gates in this mansion by the safe. It's where we took her, she'll reach her. I'm her teacher and we gon' show. He mistook her, Data Black. You say appointment, but he probably thinking I'm a booker. I'ma try and knock her. It ain't tricking, posing as a trick to try and knock her. She tied him up, dominated the trick, and kicked his balls like she was playing soccer. These niggas corn. My game is poppin' and she popped the corn like Oral Rat and Blocker. Yeah, she's some hoeing, but the way she move, you would think that she was a flocker. Oh, now he's her sugar daddy and he spoiled a bitch like his favorite daughter. And she brings the spoils all to me so I can clean her up like she bathed in water. And her family is amazed at how far she's came from the way she was raised. With the way I taught her ain't what I bought her. First time I called her, she had the seed. It was in her, adapt to it like water. It's the game, pimp show, but miss some gifts to Cinder. Open up the package, put in the mail. Close the package and return to Cinder. She break the trick. The trick is.
Alright, y'all. So what happened is, look, normally the lives be letting us go 3 hours or something. But I think something happened. Anyway, I think they just stopped it after an hour. That's all. So we back. Hold on. It was an hour. The time was up. You know, they was letting us go 4 hours like before, but you know, I think I might have made a comment or some shit, and I don't know what happened. But it's all good. We back.
Yes, sir.
Jay Rich.
How's it
So
going?
so what I was saying was, um, you know, the pros and cons, right? So okay, you got a bit separate, you know, they have their own shit, but then now it's like, okay, bitch, well now, like I said, if a bitch bill say 5,000 a month, the pimp is gonna be at least 10, 15. So now bitch, you gonna have to even work even harder if that's the case, right? But then why you wanna be separate so much anyway, right? So and then also actually letting a bitch know from time to time and making sure she's aware. Because, like I said, if a bitch is just turning it all in like she's supposed to do, not counting the trap every day and not showing, you see what I'm saying? Then she might not realize how much she's spending, right? So sometimes it could also be good for encouragement. Bitch might be thinking she's doing a whole lot more than she's actually doing if the pimping took time to say, hey, bitch, we know where's the profit. You know what I'm saying? There's no really big benefit in this. And that might make the bitch encouraged to go even harder. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, both situations is gonna have pros and cons. It really just depends how you pimp through it, and how you really gonna navigate through the situation. What you really want to do too.
MacDo.
So like
What
top
up,
of
though?
it, top of it. So like for me, for instance, like I'm not too big on having everyone in one spot because I'm not located in one place per se. But like, let's say if I was like in Dallas or something, yeah, I would get one spot. Every situation's gonna have to make sense. I'm not just gonna get somebody their own spot if it doesn't make sense to the situation.
Okay. Now, MacDo, I know you've been listening for a while. I appreciate it. So, what are your thoughts on everything that you've been hearing so far, bro?
I feel like sometimes like sometimes you might got a bitch that come to the situation. When she come to the situation, she already got her own spot, right? So what I mean, say the bitch got her own spot and you maintaining the spot through, what I'm saying, she comes, she already has that for the situation. But like these hoes nowadays, it'd be like the bitch try to bring $2,000 and want to come into a $200,000 situation. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
you know, my mindset is, you remember when you were growing up here, and they was always like, if you can't buy something twice, you can't afford it.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying? So like my mindset is like, you know, I don't run into it so much with the dispute about the place as much as like hoes come run into it about the car situation, right? So the bitch come over here and trap $10,000 and want a $40,000 car. Bitch, you want a $40,000 car? You need to go trap 80 grand, because if you ain't trapped it twice, you can't afford it. If
You
you
know what I
can't
like about
afford
you, bro? When you be giving your game, is because like how you said that. That wasn't slick talk. That was just general. You could have read, that's like a
Yeah,
quote out of a regular just book. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you can't buy it twice.
yeah,
To where it's
yeah,
like, bitch, I'm not manipulating you, bitch. This ain't no because I'm some you see
yeah,
what I'm saying, Mac? That's fly, bro.
yeah. McDo be having good
Yeah.
logic. He be having quality logic examples.
see
He ain't
my
even
because
got to
you
the pimping and hoeing yet, bitch. This just common business
yeah
fucking shit.
it just it's
Hey,
common
but
sense
but
because
but so, sometimes that's what you got to give to them for them to understand.
see, I think that's what separates the greats, right? The
Hmm.
greats is the ones that's able to interpretate greatness to the lowest minds, right? You know what I'm saying? That's our job in all actuality, right? Our job is to elevate the bitch mentally, right? And the bitch job is to elevate us, financially. You know what I'm saying? So, and,
Yeah,
and sometimes you have to understand that. I mean, I'm realistic. Most of these bitches is pea brain in a motherfucker.
yeah. They is
So you
P
know what
brand
I'm
P.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
when you pop it, a lot of times that's why a lot of individuals have so many misunderstandings and so much problems and so much going on, is because they out pimp the situation. What I mean by that is like, you popping it so fucking hard, you giving the bitch so much fucking game, but in a way that the bitch can't even understand it.
yeah, yeah. You're overloading this bitch mind, nigga, way too
Well, it's not
much.
the overload. It's the context of what you know. What I mean, you can overload it, and she can
Yeah,
understand everything with overload. It's just you know, um. But like you say, just popping it.
You you're
You see what I'm saying?
your
Versus
abil-
really
your
yeah, that,
ability
teaching.
to
yeah,
Go ahead.
interpret it, right?
yeah,
Like they
yeah,
say, but let's just be real. Like, break it down in like a layman terms, like in a situation that anybody can understand. If we look at, like, just say like the church, right? In general, if you look at people like T.D. Jakes, right? You look at the, what's that white boy name with the big church in
Joe
Texas?
Osteen.
Joel Osteen. Okay, they not teaching a different gospel than everybody else, but their ability to break the word down for everyday people to understand, to relate it to terms and situations that people deal with on a regular basis, that's what enables people to interpret it and understand it. So people get intimidated by what they don't understand. Like, if you let's just say, all of us are highly educated on here, right? So if a person was to come on here and get to talking about, what I'm saying, major finance things, cryptocurrency, stock, bonds, and investment, all four of us can understand exactly what they're talking about. But 90% of the motherfuckers that call themselves being a part of this game, they have zero understanding outside of this, that their game doesn't go past the game, right? So when you get to talking, the first thing they holler is, "I don't want to hear this stupid ass square ass shit. This shit dumb as hell." But the reality is, it's the pride getting in the way, because they don't want to just say, "Hey, AP, I don't understand that. That's above my level of comprehension." So,
yeah, yeah. They'll act like they following you and they not, and they're
so,
lost,
so
and
what
they're
happens
lost.
is people assume what they don't understand to be ignorance. So you got to understand, like, a lot of times these bitches rebel against what the pimping tell them, just because the pimping is not breaking it down in a fashion where they can truly, you know, get a
Yeah,
dose of this shit.
yeah. Digest it. Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
digest it.
You
Yeah,
trying to make this bitch eat
yeah.
seafood. She ain't even figured out how to slurp spaghettios yet.
Yeah, she's embarrassed about her digestive
Yeah.
Yeah,
intake fee. She's
and
embarrassed.
that
She's
that's what it
embarrassed.
really be because they'll have their guard up off what they don't really understand.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
okay, so my thing is okay. So look, so Macdo. So hypothetically speaking, well, I ain't
All
gonna say, but we'll put it like this: is them hoes? Are you keeping them hoes separate if need be? Do you feel like it's a lack of, or do you think that it's a lack of pimping if the pimping can't keep his hoes together? Do you think it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's a case by case basis. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so look, I'm gonna break this down in another way, right? Boom. To answer for me, I don't think I'm gonna answer the question. The question is for me. First, I'm gonna answer it simply. If they compatible, they together, right? If they not, and it make my job harder, meaning where it affects the ability to me to get the best production out of both of these bitches or three of these bitches because they incompatible, they personalities just clash, and being around makes me focus on non-productive things like them bickering and arguing and doing this shit instead of focusing on what's important. Then of course I'm gonna eradicate the distraction by removing whatever needs to be removed, right? However that may come, whether it be, you know, however you got to go about it. But for somebody to say like, there's lack of pimping or not pimping, the reality is it's like I look at the game like football, right? Say the NFL. If you look at somebody like let's just say the Tennessee Titans, right? They had Derrick Henry last year, right? And the Kansas City Chiefs got Patrick Mahomes. Now, they both are bound by the same rules, right? Sidelines and stadiums, 100 yards apart, 50 yards wide, same set of officiating rules. But Tennessee Titans Stadium don't look the same. Their colors ain't the same as the Kansas City Chiefs. The Tennessee Titans are not going to run a pass first offense when they got Derrick Henry and his bullshit quarterback versus Kansas City Chiefs got the best quarterback with the
Now,
strongest
now, now,
arm in the
now,
league,
Mac Doe, hold on, gentlemen. Now, but Mac Doe, since we're using football,
right?
we can't talk about everything and not bring up the team.
Bring up the what?
The team.
Yeah,
Okay. What about that part?
but
You know what I'm saying? Because the team, right? Because I mean, the coach, look, all the players might not get along. You see what I'm saying? But
right.
the
But what
coach
I'm
can't
saying,
have the players fighting. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but what I'm saying is, but what I'm telling you is to break it all down and get to the point is saying that a good coach, right?
Hmm.
A good coach is going to call the plays accordingly to the roster he has at hand, right?
Okay.
So what makes Bill Belichick? The fact that he understand the traits of Tom Brady and he knew what plays to call. The man didn't try to turn Tom Brady into Michael Vick. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Tom Brady could only be Tom Brady.
well, the thing is this. Now, I hear what you're saying, but the thing is, okay. So the thing is this. Now, heavy on the team because it's the thing. If the bitch is separate, then she's separate. Okay, so put it like this. Say a bitch get with you, okay, and she gets sick or something, okay,
Right,
and the resources that you've had before this bitch need to be utilized in order to get her through her situation. And it
right,
might be some hoe dough or something that, you got from another hoe. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Now, as a team, then, it's your wifey, we go in the hospital together, whatever the case, then, it don't seem bad. It's all together. But versus if this bitch is separate and now you in a time of need, then only your hoeing and what you've produced out of that can sustain you. Because in I'd be,
Oh,
go ahead.
see, I'm taking it out of context. What I'm saying, because they don't live under the same household, doesn't mean they're not separate. Doesn't mean they're
Okay,
separate. What
okay.
I'm saying,
Exactly.
No, it definitely means that in the most literal sense, because this the reason why. Because remember how you say the coach
right,
calling it the right play. It's a
right,
fine line between that versus what? Are we paying for our lack of game? Now, I want to say pimping. I'll say game on how to handle the situation between these two people. Because if we're
right.
paying, if it's easier for me to pay to continue to pimp,
Okay, so let me ask you this,
go
right?
ahead. Hmm.
So now we know we're all intelligent individuals, right? So we understand that there's mental components to a bitch that exists. Like they're really like let's just say like mental health, right? You some bitches are really real deal bipolar, right? Let's just say a bitch bipolar. schizophrenic,
Schizophrenic
right?
key.
Let's
Yeah,
just say,
Schizophrenic.
and the
we
bitch has
all we all know
been
those
taking
ones.
medicine since she was a kid, right? So but the bitch do a lot of shit, but she's just fucked up in the bit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the bitch just has these little moments.
Right.
So you mean tell me this whole
Oh, you
chicken
laughing?
3,000
You
a
laughing? Come
day?
on. Go ahead.
You feel what I'm saying? And but the bitch inability, like she has to have times where like the bitch really has to be isolated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That nigga Polish player said mild
Yeah.
autism.
Right. So go ahead, all this laugh, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, the audio is just gonna be playback. We can't all the one mic. Go ahead, but I got just
Yeah,
laugh
yeah,
lower.
my
No, but
bad,
I hear
B.
what you said. Go ahead.
So
My bad.
that's my thing. Like like some people just oil and water don't mix, right?
Right.
But we know that can't no car run without oil and water.
Mm.
So I'm
Well,
Well,
saying
I
I'm
started
well,
saying
thinking of
because
Teslas.
they live. I'm saying
well,
because let's just say just because
Nigga got to think about Teslas,
the
huh?
bitch just because the bitch is living. Let's just say that the bitch had her own spot prior to coming. She maintained it. You know she want to. You know you let the bitch maintain her spot, but she still go OT with her wifey. She still move. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay, so you
hey,
saying that? Because that's another aspect too. The working together
yeah,
versus the living together. Because
exactly.
that's another thing. A bitch could live together, but then sometimes the frustrations come because the bitches don't work together.
Right.
Versus a
yeah,
bitch
you gotta,
working together, but then they live separate. But
yeah,
this the
you gotta
thing.
find the right chemistry. And
But this
like
the
I said,
thing though.
it's gonna come on your coaching too,
But this was, and that's what I'm saying.
because you pick the
So,
players for your
so
team.
could it be a lack of game? Okay, what's game? Knowledge. That's what I'm saying, right?
Right.
So could it be a lack of game that okay, oil and water though. Okay, well, what's one thing in common y'all got? It's me, bitch.
Right.
So so for anybody to be attracted to my pimping or to be able to even deal with someone like me, their brain has to be a particular amount of way to where how y'all bitches ain't even getting along. That's what I'm saying. Or how you know, in a sense of that. But
Yeah,
even if it's not a getting along thing, a bitch just wanting her own, whether it's okay, are we saving up to get daddy his new car, bitch, or your car, bitch? You see what I'm saying? Are we, are we getting my place and your place, bitch? Because now this the thing, Mac. Though, when the prostitution dwindles, because the bitch get older, so she stay down. Then what happens since she's over there?
what do you
Right.
mean since she's over there?
She has her own separate thing. Because I would feel guilty within my pimping if I knew a bitch had her own over here and I'm taking money from another situation to help this situation.
I would never do that though.
But why not? They're still yours.
No, because I'm not going to mix what the next bitch got going on to fix the next bitch's
Oh,
situation.
now,
You are right. It
okay,
is mine. It
now,
is mine.
would you feel
But
like that if
per,
y'all all lived under the same roof?
I'm still going to feel like that regardless. Yes. It's not because of the place that's going to make my decision with that be different. She could be living in the same room. Bitch, if you ain't doing your part, no next bitch is gonna fill that void. This is something this it don't matter if we all on the same team. You still have to do your part on the team to be a part of this team.
I see that's the problem. That the key word of that is team, right? So if the Los Angeles Lakers are playing and LeBron James only goes for 13 points, but AD goes for 63 and they get the win, at the end of the day, that win still gets accounted to LeBron James as well because they won as the collective whole. So what he's saying is, you know what I'm saying, whenever you're in a situation where you have a team playing, that sometimes you're gonna have a situation. Let's just say like you said, like y'all said. Let's just say you four deep, right? And two of your hoes are together, and they're on their way. They're on the way to go get down. Let's just say they going to go outside and freelance, and they in an Uber, and the Uber driver runs a red light, and they get in a wreck. Now you 4 deep, but two of your hoes just got in a bad car wreck, and one of them's leg broke, the other one's ribs and arm broke, collarbone broke. Now these two hoes can't get down for 45 days because they literally recovering, right? You know what I'm saying? But they've been doing their job. They've been down, they've been doing what they doing, and they was on their way to go take care of their business when this happened. So you saying that it's not the team's responsibility, the other two hoes to pick up the slack to make sure that everything gets handled while they two wifeys recover?
Well, now we're talking about a total different situation versus a bitch that's slacking and not doing what she's supposed to be doing. Healthcare is a total
No one
different situation when it
said
comes to
she's
dealing
slacking.
with it.
No, no, no. I'm saying she's separate.
She's separate.
But she,
Well,
look,
I mean, I've had two hoes separate, and I was away, and one of my hoes had a surgery, and the other bitch, regardless, she lived somewhere else. She still went and took care of her wifey like she was
well, in
supposed to
in
do what
in
she
the
actually.
name in the okay, well then why were they separate?
Well, that's just how the situation was. When I got both of the females, they each had their own places, and they weren't
See, so
uh
that's so you
directly in
never
the same
changed
place.
anything.
I
See, and that's my
I,
thing too.
I never
So
changed that situation. No,
so
I didn't
Mac,
change the living situation.
so Mac. Though, so let me ask you then. So, what are your thoughts on that then? You know, a bitch already got something, own place or own car, that type of thing. When she gets to you,
Right.
when she got the
See,
place. Go ahead.
I got a situation going on right now. The bitch finna come fuck with it, right? You know what I'm saying? Got her own 3 bedroom apartment, own car, everything. The bitch the bitch rent paid up for 2 more months. The bitch packing that shit up now, putting that shit in store. They be getting to the area.
Come
You
on
feel what
now.
I'm saying?
Come on
Like
now.
that's understood like the Bob because what you got going on is the past situation. It's however you acquired that, however it came about. I don't want the negativity and the juju attached to that, right? Because I believe in energy. I know what you're gonna do when you get here, and I know what's gonna happen and how we're gonna build when you get over here because I'm controlling the situation accordingly, right? So that's what I got going on. That's how I'm handling the situation.
Okay, and I agree. So Jay, so do you believe that a hoe could start with scratch from you?
Yeah, because of course I've had bitches start from scratch with me 1,000,000%. But like I said,
Well,
every
what
situation
I mean
has
from
to
scratch,
for
my bad. Look. What I mean from scratch is already having something and then letting that go to be with you and start from scratch.
yeah, I've had women do that all the time. Like I said, it's just going to depend on the situation.
Okay, so you just named two situations
Hmm.
where they're not doing that. So what made these two situations different from the other ones?
Uh, well, that's a good question. One. One I will say
I'm
actually
sick of
one
y'all.
I will
Hey,
say one
so man,
one
you
I will say
don't.
no one I will say I was still coming up in the game, so it was still something kind of foreign to me, and the other situation, it just made sense, because I was playing in two different spots at the end of the day, and I'm not a person who really like plays in one spot, or I'll really have my work with me. So like I said, if I knocked if I got a fresh knock right now in Dallas and she acquired that by herself or something, I'm gonna let her do that if I'm playing down in Dallas and I got something else going on in Toronto. It just depends. It
See, I
just
feel
really
like
depends.
now I understand I understand like where y'all going with this situation is because when when the broad is so adamant about holding on something from the past, it's like she's not 2 foot in all in on your pimping,
No,
right?
it's not.
Because if you
Actually,
come if you coming over here, if you really believe in wholeheartedly what you buying into, right? Because ain't that what the bitch doing? Y'all buying into this pimping, like with her action, behavior, and attitude, her trap. She coming to be a part of the program, and if she's to a situation where she's not willing to let go or relinquish everything from the past, then that means that something in her heart means she's not wholehearted. She's not 110% for what's going on over here. Because if she's truly believing your leadership and your instruction and your ability to better her situation. Why would she be holding on to
No,
something that
but look, but
no,
that's
but
that.
that
But Mac, though, but that's that side of the spectrum, though. What about the side where he wants the pimping wants, or the man wants her to keep the things that she has, and she never knew she had an
Exactly.
option to
And
let it go.
that's what it comes down to. It comes down to what you want the bitch to do.
No,
If I
but
wanted the
why
bitch to
would
come,
you want that? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why would the pimping want the hoe to have anything that she came with before him in the sense of cars and clothes and homes and shit? Why would
cars
the pimping want that?
cars and clothes and
So say you
homes.
knock a bitch from somebody else, right?
Hmm.
Are you the type to ask them for all her clothes?
I should have to ask the pimp to give the bitch her shit. If he gives her her clothes, he gives her her clothes. If not, then shit, that's how the individual. That's not how me.
Okay, well, she said, Daddy, could you get my clothes for me? I got some nice red bottoms and a couple little shoes I like and some couple little things.
Bitch, you could get all that shit again times 10. I ain't finna hit nobody up talking about no clothes or nothing like that. Like I said, if a bitch got fired, a bitch left her situation, however that man dealt with that I'm not gonna call nobody and be like, oh Mac Doe, yeah, I just got the bitch. Are you gonna drop off the bitch clothes? Like,
Okay,
no.
well, say he dropped them off, right?
Hmm.
You gonna let her wear them and keep them?
Me personally, mm, mm,
Yeah, you would.
it
So,
depends.
and
It
I like
depends.
MacDo, and like the example that you gave earlier, MacDo, when you was like, go to a new team, and it's a different stadium and a different this and a different. That's the same thing.
Right. When you leave your uniform and your jerseys in Kansas City when you get traded to Tennessee.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm the team owner, do I want to see a Kansas City sweatband? I don't
Nah,
want to see
hell
Kansas City shit if you
hell
come to
no.
tennis.
Nah,
That's the
that's
thing.
cold. That's cold though. The way the way to break that's a coldest analogy though.
Yeah,
Like you said, man, bring your soul and your cleats,
Yeah,
bitch. That's what you
yeah,
bring.
and
yeah,
I ain't and I yeah, and I ain't talking about the soul on your cleats either, bitch. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah. Yeah,
know, for real.
bring your talents, bitch. We got you over here to score touchdowns, so
Bring your
that's what
soul
you
and
do.
your cleat soles,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, your cleats all, bitch. Get to
Your
the
cleat
area.
soles and your motherfucker. No, but no, but no. Okay, okay, okay. Well, and like I say,
I
that's
got
the thing. Go
something to
ahead.
say to that too. Then you don't really know the details on how certain bitches that come, like how they got their spot. A lot of these bitches got you feel me, they spot off some scamming or some, the nigga might have been a drug dealer on the side. The bitch didn't really hold for what she got. So, you freeing that bitch, from that, that little thing she got going on and starting over and letting her really see what she can do with her hoeing. That's a whole different spiritual, just like soul, just uplifter, man. Because a lot of these bitches, bro, didn't really hoe for their spot, P. A
No,
lot of them
that's for
haven't.
sure. That's for sure.
A
No,
lot of these
no,
bitches did.
no. They might have though. That's
No,
my point. They might have.
they might
No,
have.
he didn't
Nah,
say
they
they
might have.
didn't. He didn't
They,
say they didn't. He said most of them don't know, which is
yeah,
Not
true. Most of them
well,
don't. Most
well,
of them don't.
well. I would say most of them might. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes back to this. That goes back to this. Do we know? Like I said, okay. So shout out to China P from the Hollywood division, right? He told me this years ago. He said he had learned this lesson a long time ago. He said that he had got this new bitch and knocked her from this one nigga, and he was being nice to the bitch and whoop de whoop whoop, and she ended up blowing up on him and going back to the other nigga because the nigga was mashing harder.
yeah,
So what the lesson was when you get a new bitch, you know what I'm saying, you mash like you supposed to because you don't want to take the chance of being softer or going easier on the bitch who was able to handle more. So now
yeah,
she looking at you less than. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Like you ain't even a pimp. Yeah, I get what you saying.
In that sense.
I get what she's saying.
So to me that's the importance. You know what I mean? A lot of, someone might be like, oh, well, the bitch got her own place on shit. Hell yeah, I'm gonna let her keep it. Why? Because that's another spot that they can go to and feel like a
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
yeah,
this. I'm gonna tell you some cold shit. So I interviewed this bitch right from
Hmm.
Texas. So the bitch was telling me about. She said that She was like, the worst thing that she hated about the game, the status of the game now, is like how individuals that call themselves the pivot right feel the need to they always lying, telling the bitch, oh yeah, I got 5 sets of toes, and I got this house, and I got this, and I got that, so the bitch is like, she go run up the little 10 bands or go out there, she get out there, he somebody 5 deep, and then she get there, and they had a room, Airbnb, I mean, and it's just this one snow, right? So she looking like, where the fuck the rest of the feet at? Where that big old house, the pictures and all that shit. Come to find out, long story short, it take 2-3 days to realize all this shit some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So the bitch say the part that disappointed me was the fact he felt the need to lie. She was like, I'm some real hoeing. It was something about that you said, something that it caught my attention. My job is to better your situation, whether you got $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, or $1,000,000. She was like, you know what I mean? If I come to a situation a motherfucker got 100 grand, my job is to try to get them to 1 million by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you fall back on what you were saying. Like, oftentimes, like a motherfucker don't understand that the bitch job is to better and change the situation anyway. So, bitch, if you had this before, you coming over here to pay this, that means that you feel like it's better over here. So the little bullshit spot you had before, bitch, we gonna go get us a big old mansion, bitch, big old 12 bedroom.
But we gotta do it with your wifey.
She got
No,
to at the
but
house. Hey, but that's the solution to the problem. You know what? You get to pivot so hard, you get a motherfucking mansion like Donald Trump. You put one bitch on one end and the other hoe on the other end. Them bitches can't even holler and hear each other.
but now
Fuck
watch this though. But MacDo, but now watch this. And I agree with you. But then watch this. Where's the pimping gonna be?
in the middle, big
This
Okay.
this
Well,
be my thing though, man,
in
about
the
that
big
about the
suite.
well, would it be
separation shit.
smartest for the pimping to live with the hoeing?
Is it smart?
Smartest.
What do you
Would
mean?
that be the best decision for the pimping to live with the hoeing?
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
I feel like so.
Well, I'll be thinking of worst case
Mm,
scenario type shit. I
I,
think the
I,
pimping should have his own, and the hoeing could live
I
together.
I
I,
mean,
I,
to each his own though. But like, where I just came from and where you just came from, right? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I did that in the beginning too, though, child. I ain't gonna lie, like, I was fucked up coming home mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The transition is real. I was prepared. We done chopped it up 1,000 times about that, right? So, but what bro, I ain't gonna lie, as much as you build yourself up mentally to be prepared, and we in tune. It's not like we in la la land. We was in tune and knew what was going on. But just the coming home and just like, whoa, you feel what I'm saying? Shit, the
See, yeah, we
first
got.
two
I want
months,
to talk to you about that too because that's something that we got to talk. I ain't,
yeah.
yeah, because that's still a whole nother part of it. Because
So
you did 11, right?
I did 12 years, 9 months, almost 13.
Or almost 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they be. 'Cause I don't want to go too far off the topic, but they be saying, "Oh, well, the world's so much different." Is it really? What up,
Yeah.
Priceless?
Oh yeah, for sure. Top of the what's up, my guy, man? The legend
up,
itself,
up.
man, Mr.
Good.
Memphis, man. But yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. It's so crazy. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. In the situation that I found myself in, right? When I was in the penitentiary. So the penitentiary calls for accountability, right? You know, every action, behavior, and attitude has an equal reaction in prison. You say certain things, you do certain things, you're gonna be held accountable by your peers, right? And the biggest transition for me was just to see the free for all of recklessness, disrespect, crazy shit that go on everyday society. I'm talking about old people talking crazy to people, you fucking bitch, outside the store, like weird shit that like you're like, whoa, you hear this shit, you looking like, oh, it's finna go down. But to these people out here in this world, it ain't nothing.
Mm, mm.
The respect
Okay.
is
So
different.
and then you be hearing sometimes like, "Oh, prison made me worse." Do you feel like that's what it did to you?
Fuck no, it made me a fucking beast. But
So it made you worse, nigga.
Nah, he's
no, in a
saying the
good
beast in
way.
a good way.
Well, that's what I'm saying in a good way. I'm not saying a bad. I mean, worse in the sense of this because you was a convict, right? You found you
Right,
doing your thing. You wouldn't.
right,
So that's my
right, right,
point. So now
right.
that you out, it's like you want a big yard now. So is it like a lot more like more risk to take or not? You know what I'm saying? Like you
No,
just
what it does is that. All right, for instance, when a person spends $2,500 for a line of communication,
come
right?
on now.
So when you spend $2,500 for a line of communication, there's you're always thinking, you're always prepared for the shakedown, right? You're always thinking about how you're gonna move around the internal affairs, the gang task force, all those people that's inside of there, right? CERT, all that, boom. So for me, it just makes you sharp, where you realize you're moving calculated in that box for so long. Everything is a chess move, right? So when it's a chess move out in there, when you come out here, you're going to continuously move, moving around like chess pieces. And for me, that's what it is. Prison only is only going to do one thing, in my opinion. It magnifies the man that existed prior to the penitentiary. If you was a bum and didn't have shit going on, 9 times out of 10, when you come out of prison, you're gonna be a worse bum. If you was a
Mm,
liar and you went to prison, you just learn how to lie better.
mm.
The motherfuckers that was junkies before they come to prison, they be junked the fuck out in prison. You just become a better junkie. If like when you look at motherfuckers, like look at the squares in prison, right? You know what I'm saying? Because for people like us in that situation, the hardest part about prison is being surrounded by people that don't think the way you think,
Hmm.
right? So when you look at the squares, you come to prison, and they was out there
But
sleeping on
still
their
having to
baby,
go by the laws of the land
right?
though. I hear what you're
So
saying.
so
Good.
so like boom. So you come to prison, say it's a square come to prison. This dude was out there and he was a bum, didn't have nothing going on, living driving his baby mama car, living sleeping on his baby mama couch, doing all that old weird ass shit, right? When they come to prison, they do the same thing. They go around the whole car, they bumming, asking motherfuckers for soups every day. Hey blood, let me get a stamp. Hey, cuz, let me get, you got a soup up there? Hey, let me get a noodle. You see what I'm saying? All that shit just magnifies what's going on in prison. They
But then
just
if you was
become
a hustler, it's gonna magnify that too. It's gonna push the
ex,
hustle out you to where you do it right on the positive
exact.
side.
See,
Right.
like people like me and you. See, I tell people I'm a student of game,
Hmm.
not just necessarily the game,
Or
right?
the pimping. Right.
Right. So what I mean by that is, and what we say, we always break it down and say, game is just uncommon information, right? So the reality is that I'm in pursuit of valuable information prior to incarceration. So when I came to prison, all I did was seek as much information that I possibly could find. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was talking about something, if some old heads on Rick and they was talking about some dude was a corporate banker and he got caught up in a big Ponzi scheme and he was talking about how he manipulated this and got millions of dollars. I'm listening to that because even though that might not obtain to my lifestyle at hand, right? That information is still valuable.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I read a lot of books. I obtained a lot of value. You know what I'm saying? I sharpen myself. I use that opportunity to sharpen. I tell people all the time, when you went in front of that judge, the judge sentenced you to X amount of years or X amount of months of incarceration, right? They said we're gonna reprimand you to the Department of Corrections or the Department of Prison, right? As a man, right then, you make the decision on whether that time fixing to be Yale or jail. And Yale is an educational program, a facility that teaches you how valuable information, right? And jail is just a non-productive environment where people go and learn how to play poker, spades, lie, and do all that
Well,
non-productive ass
yeah,
bullshit.
and they're both institutions. You
Right.
see
So you
what
get
I'm
to
saying? Yeah,
choose. You get to
institutions. Go ahead.
choose what are you gonna make the institution into,
Hmm.
right? Because
Hmm.
you can be on, you can find yourself like Tennessee. We got max, right? Y'all got like level 4 or shoe. You know what I'm saying, on the West Coast, like where the shoe program is like, you locked in all the time. Where for us in Tennessee, the difference is. everybody's housed on the same yards. You can have a 2 year sentence for a DUI, and you could be on the same yard with a motherfucker serving 360 years for 5 capital murders. They move
Mm.
around on the same yard. Doors open at 7 o'clock in the morning. They close at 11 o'clock. You go in the cell for count time at 11 p.m. Come back out at 1. You out till 4. Go back in the count. Come back out at 5. You from 5 to 8:30 at night. It's 138 inmates moving around in the pod with one correction officer all day long. Yard call outs, walking across the yard, going to school. You're interacting with 1,300 other inmates every day. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes what you want it to be. If you want it to be just gangland, you just want to see how many people you can fight and how much gangbang you can do, it can be that. If you want to educate yourself and learn how to be the best value, person, whatever you want to do, that's what it is. For me, it was every day, it was about becoming the best version of myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It is
hear
what
you.
it is.
And like I say, and over here, you know what I'm saying, like our level 4, right? That'll be the max, you know what I'm saying? And at the most, unless you got a job or something, shit, you probably get 2 hours out the cell a day.
Right. And I
So
ain't gonna lie.
it's more restricted, huh? Go ahead.
And for me, the most productive time I did was like that. When I had to swing that knife, you know what I'm saying, and I found myself behind the
That
door
nigga
for 2 years like
said
that.
swing that knife.
Yeah, yeah.
Nigga don't know about knife
You,
swinging. He said have to swing that knife.
shit, I got hit in the face, Pete. I got stabbed in the temple.
Oh, I'm sorry
You
about
know
that.
what
I
I'm
didn't know
saying?
that. Oh, okay.
Like it went down in 2013. It popped off. You know what I'm saying? I got hit in the temple.
Damn.
Twice in the back, 2 times in the shoulder, and I got hit in my left temple. Like, centimeters, they said it would have killed me. But that's what come with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, when it go, you know how it go. Whatever car you in, it's game time. Ain't nothing else to talk about. And but long story short, them 2 years was probably the most productive. It was right in the beginning of my prison bid. I came through the door, back on that. Man, I got 15 years. I got to do 13 years. I'm letting my nuts hang to the floor. I'm just with the bullshit unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
now when you said the phone 2500, I thought you was gonna go somewhere with it, but you went somewhere else with it as far as the safety side. But what I was gonna say is phone 2500, and everything else that you was doing that was, just how it is. When you got out, did that change your respect for money? Did you have more like a you know what I'm saying? Like now in the street, do you feel like you spending money differently?
oh, for shit show. At first, I ain't gonna lie. At first, guess what? I was a little too free with it, right? When I realized, like, when I got out, like, like, I go to the store and went and bought the brand new iPhone 13
Like nothing.
Pro.
Let
You
me
know what
buy
I'm saying?
3 of them.
Yeah,
Right.
they talk about it's talk about this $900. I'm like, is that it? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't buy the iPhone 8 for that in the penitentiary. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't buy the Android joint for that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like what I'm gonna tell you the coldest thing, bro. The grass that I've been having to get a hold of is how much it costs to live out here in comparison to the penitentiary. In the penitentiary you think commissary is expensive, right? But you can go to the store and order $70, $80 and make it last for 2 weeks, right?
Hmm.
Out here, you can go to fast food at McDonald's. You can order McDonald's for two people, cost you $40,
Yep.
Damn.
Out.
and that's
Crazy.
and that's in Tennessee. Let alone, bro, when I went to Miami, man, it was crazy, bro. I walked in the gas station shop and got a Gatorade. It was $4 and some change.
Mm.
A small Gatorade.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like when you look at like, whoa, like,
So it
bro,
evens itself out.
hell yeah. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, everything costs. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I just went sit down and went and had I went and ate earlier and just had some chicken wings and ordered one of them club sandwiches. It's $48, Pete,
Hmm.
with a sweet tea. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Which, like, we ain't tripping because of how we get it. You see what I'm saying? But it's the point of like, you like, God damn. That's the biggest transition for me, was just thinking like, God damn, everything costs money out here. Light beer, you looking like, fuck, I ain't paid one of these in 13 years.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I be cutting the shit out them lights now.
Right.
Bitch, bitch, don't leave these lights on in here. You just said we in the goddamn penitentiary. This shit ain't free.
For real.
You know what I mean? But like,
Mm.
but the penitentiary, like, it's so crazy. Like, my folks be tripping because, like, you know how you live in a, basically live in a bathroom, bro. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? So you know how every day is programmed. You get up, you cleaning, you wiping everything down. You know what I'm saying? Get the bleach, get the chemicals, boom, boom, boom. Get up. Like I think out there on the West Coast, they say, mother's got to fold their mat up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever
Hmm.
the case may be. But in Tennessee, you don't gotta roll your mat up. You can be in your bed, like especially if you're on lockdown or whatever. But they just want the bed made, you know what I'm saying, like tuck and fold, boom. So for me, it's like just natural thing. Get up in the morning, boom, make the bed, you know what I'm saying, brush my teeth. I'm cleaning the sink in the bathroom. The water in the sink still wiping that down and all that old type of shit. But it's just like they're like, God damn, like they like you institutionalized. I'm like, no, I'm just a man that accepts responsibility. Like you got to be clean.
Right.
OCD,
Right.
that shit made me OCD in the motherfucker.
Hmm.
But
But
I got out first night.
did you ever get your Sprinter van?
No, I ain't get it. I ended up not getting it.
Okay. So
I
that's what
was
I'm saying. So that's another thing. So like when you got out, was it like, oh fuck that? You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
it
I ain't gonna lie.
but
Like I had to just wait. I had to weigh it, right? Because I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like now, guess what? I don't even really drive my cars that much, cause I stay on the go so much. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Hmm.
mindset, a couple times I done put the S class on the road. So like, I took it to Charlotte not too long ago and came back Atlanta a couple times. But then I got to thinking like, shit, you get to seeing how much them goddamn brake jobs cost and them alignments and them oil changes at the Mercedes
It's
dealership.
crazy.
Guess what? I'm going to spend that 900 on a goddamn enterprise rental for the month
come on,
and run this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. You
come
feel
on
me?
now.
And go swap
Hmm.
that motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you realize you like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I never know when I might have to get out this motherfucker anyway. You know,
Right. And then that's
because
another thing about knowing who you are, like in prison. So it's not like you trying all that flashy shit and all that. You know who you are.
yeah, for
So it's
sure.
like you ain't trying to, you ain't gotta. No, I hear exactly what you mean. Jay Rich,
Yeah.
are, are you still in? Are you back in Canada? Or are you still in America?
I just came back to Canada like 2 days ago. I'm going back to America next week.
So did Drake let you down?
Of course not. Of course
You guys still
not.
like Drake out there? Look back though, I ain't talking to no Canadians since then.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
what's how do y'all really feel in Canada about the Drake shit? Y'all still riding with Drake?
Yeah, they fuck with Drake. I mean, like a lot of people fuck with Kendrick though. Like, yo, it really be on some East Coast, West Coast shit. Cause I was just in Miami for like a month, and they was just fucking with that Drake shit. They was playing the Kendrick shit, but they was fucking with that Drake shit. Now I'm back on the West Coast in Vancouver in Canada. They only fucking with that Kendrick shit, man.
So who do you think won the battle?
Drake did.
Oh
At one simple
shit.
fact,
This nigga
Kendrick's a
said
battle.
Drake.
Drake, I'm gonna tell you something. Kendrick is a way better battle rapper. I liked Kendrick's songs, but the minute Drake made him fall into a trap about a fake kid, he already lost. It's just that
What
simple.
make you think the kid is fake?
The kid is fake.
Man, this man
We all
just
know the kid's
asked.
fake.
This
What
man
about
just
him
The
being a
asked
cultural
second,
only
the
Canadian.
second he gave you a little, you thought you had a little information, you used it, and it
This
didn't
man just
work the
asked
way.
our only Canadian partner, did Drake lose the battle?
that's
But like
this
I said, I personally like Kendrick better. Like out of all the songs that dropped, I like Kendrick better. But who won? If he got him with the daughter thing, cool. But he didn't. He fell into a trap.
so let me ask you, so Jay Rich, so you never had two hoes living together before him
I've had four living together.
in Canada?
Yeah,
Because I thought you guys could only have one at a time.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not
Who
me.
said? Who said
You
he
know,
know?
a lot of these niggas might be 100 pros,
He
but
knows what I'm
no,
talking
that's
about.
not true.
Come on,
Man,
No,
I'm
the
so,
live guys, bro. They're the
what?
one at a time.
nah, man. I've
Do
had
bitches
Man,
do
struggles
most
living
bitches
here.
get mad if the pimping quote unquote got more than one bitch out there?
A lot of these girls are fags, 1,000,000%. But you got to understand, it's a lot of prostitution. It's not home. Like, prostitution's legal up here. So you'll have a girl at Walmart doing some sort of little weird prostitution on the side. She might be working for an agency. She might be working at a spa, and you'll never even think this girl's into that type of shit. So it's like, of course, you're gonna run into all these type of problems because a lot of these people aren't even supposed to be in this type of lifestyle. But because the law is decriminalized,
So
you have a lot
so
of
Mac
people
though,
in it.
so look, y'all, because I always thought about this. I said, well, say like a regular, square job. Okay, that's legal. So if prostitution's legal and the regular square job, the bitch is giving the money to her dude. If prostitution's legal now, if it's legal and the legal prostitute is giving her money to her man, then how would they still be able to put the crime on the pimping?
Well, we don't have
so
a
If
we don't have the
prostitution becomes legal, is
they got you for
prostitution the only legal profession that the man can get the money from, or it's
yeah
illegal?
yeah, that's why I think it is because you can't get a charge for pimping in Canada. You get human trafficking, which has nothing to do with pimping, or you get living off the avails, which is living off the
To earn it,
um yeah, exactly, the proceeds of
but
prostitution.
off of a legal off of something that's legal. So I can't live off something legal.
No, as a man, no.
That's crazy. What you think, Mac? Dog?
hey, that's crazy. I'm over here thinking about what you said. It's like, so you be telling me if some square dude got an old lady and she works at the brothel in Vegas and he ain't got no job and he just sit home. She pay all the
But
bills, give him all the
shout,
money. He go
but
to the penitentiary.
shout, but shout.
I'm not saying that he pimping by no means just
No,
because he received
no,
it
for
from
sure.
a bitch who sell pussy, but you know, and I ain't gonna lie, like, and that's the thing that we debate. People debate it all the time and tell me I'm right or wrong, whatever the case may be. But 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? It's really about the perception of what kind of bullshit story some broad spins to the policeman. You
That's
know what I
what
mean?
it always comes down to, though.
Some old
And
bullshit.
that's just universal because that's how anyone goes down. That's just universal. It doesn't matter where you are. Right? That's what it's going to come down to. Whatever sick, twisted story abroad will twist to the police.
Because every strip club owner in the country breaking on a bitch every day. They charging the bitch.
So they want. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
But the difference is, I'm gonna tell you what the difference in all those situations is. You know what it boils all the way down to?
hmm,
All those establishments pay taxes to the government.
I was gonna
Long as the
say that,
Yeah,
governments long as they
you're
getting they
deep.
cut, they don't give a
but
damn.
but
You're deep. That's
but remember,
exactly it.
prostitution. They're getting their cut. The bitch, I don't have a job. I'm a stay-at-home dad. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a job. You guys took her taxes from her legal prostitution.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm just talking about why the government trip on the game now. Is
Oh
because
yeah,
they
yeah,
they
yeah,
just not getting their cut. If
yeah.
there was some kind of way that they was getting their cut, they don't really give a fuck.
Hmm.
I don't like bringing race into it ever, but I think it has a little bit to do because it had me say, what, who was there ever a black man that had a legal brothel, like a Bunny Ranch type thing, or a legal Hugh Hefner type thing, or a legal? You see what I'm saying? Like I can't even think of a black man that's done that, in a sense, because that's what they'll say too. Like, oh well, it's anything that a black man is involved in that
Well, listen,
go ahead.
I don't, I can't, I don't
Right,
know. I don't want to answer that question. All I say is, like I tell them all the time, when all these punk rock bitches get on the internet talking about can't no white man be no pimp and this, that, and the third, and all these motherfuckers say, oh, ain't no white man doing no pimping. All I ask is if I ever
You
find
listen to
myself,
shit.
knock on wood, in that bad situation for some paperwork that say my government name versus United States of America, I need all of them to come in there and say, y'all can't charge him with that. He's a white man. He can't be no pimp. And hopefully they'll let me up out that motherfucker.
You're cold. Real shit though. Real shit.
This shit just like I said, I feel like, guess what? I done seen some good dudes get caught up in some fucked up situations. Prime example, P, you ain't no bad dude. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times that's the worst, right? You can be doing your job. You feel me? You could be playing by the rules. You could be doing everything the right way. And some circumstances that's outside of your control, the actions of somebody else can fuck it off. That's the part that scared me about this shit I heard.
Bro, even to this point, because there's elements of the human trafficking. They say fear, force, or coercion,
Right.
right? Oh, she only dealt with you and decided to be your hoe because you told her you were pimping. And in order for her to be with you, then she did whatever she had to do, even if she didn't want to do it. So you coerced her to hoe because she knew that that's the only way she could fuck with you. Come on,
Mm.
my nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy. Listen, I got a homeboy that I grew up with, right? 40, 42 years in the feds, right? For a fucking got caught up on the boardwalk in New Jersey, Atlantic City, right? Working a carnival game, beat a motherfucker out of $8,200 throwing darts at a balloon. They charged a man with theft by deception. 42
Damn.
years. Said that he manipulated and coerced them people and robbed them of their money by deceiving them.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like that's the thing that we have to understand, that this shit is bigger than the game. It's designed to be weaponized whenever they choose to weaponize. The United States Constitution was designed from the beginning to put one particular group of people in power and to put the other particular person in the crosshairs to be weaponized and shot and destroyed and killed and took down whenever they deem fit. So the biggest thing about this shit is understanding to weaponize yourself, to be familiar with the law, be understanding of what you are, what it is you're doing, right? How you're moving, whatever the case may be, and understand that, like you said, even you can do it. This crazy. That's the thing that scares me. I just came home from doing 13 years, bro. I'm doing everything the right way. P, we done had all these conversations. You was on my ass before I got out. Well, when you get out, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, nigga.
so so look, I'm doing it. I ain't gonna say that. I got to. I manage them artists too. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I
But
manage
that's good.
I
Because
manage
that's
one of
your
money.
own business. You ain't working for nobody.
Right. I manage one of Moneybag artists. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? 3,000-4,000 every time I book a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ask for, book dates to receive deposits and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, the thing is that, bruh, shit, a motherfucker doing everything right, but I know it only take one motherfucker to lie and your ass fried like fish.
Yep.
And that's crazy. And it's so crazy. I be seeing it and witnessing it. And nowadays, it's so crazy because these bitches is thrown off out here. I ain't realized that's one thing that was a shocker too. When you send a motherfucker to when you sending them from that spot you at, bro, it's easy in a motherfucker when you got some game. For a motherfucker like us that actually got some game,
Right.
right? It's bro, man. These bitches, you realize how what the fuck? These bitches weird as fuck.
Like on the everyday type thing.
Yeah, every day, when you just be like, you just watching the shit that the bitch do. To me, it just be blowing my mind. Like, this bitch can't think that this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
these bitches weird. Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily in my situation, but I'm just saying in general. Like you know, I got my partners be tripping at me because I done turned down a lot of shit since I've been home. You know, new face, popping it, boom, boom, boom. Bitch want man, no, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And cause I be scared of the money. I don't want the headache to come with the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, you got 10,000, but I done seen you get on the internet and bash 20 goddamn pimps. You know
Mm-hmm.
what
So let me
I'm
ask you
saying?
this then. So let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on this? Do you believe that a hoe can still be called a hoe if she doesn't only engage in prostitution? So can a bitch pay some pimping? Can a hoe be a hoe if she's doing other things than just prostituting?
Don't hold still.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
asking you, don't the best hold
if
still?
if, if you call it stealing,
Is it not? Is it taking something that don't belong to you by law? Is that not
I
called
believe,
stealing?
I
Fee?
believe, I believe. Look, the trick knows that he
Okay,
knew how
I'm
to,
with.
he knew all
I'm
that belonged to that bitch.
okay.
So I believe.
You right. I'm saying,
So
but
I
I'm
hear what you're
saying I'm
saying. I
not
hear what you're
saying
saying.
it. See, you know that now. But see, that's what we have to
Well, I
understand
hear what you're saying, but you said
because
hoes, right?
right,
Okay, but I'm saying prostitution
right,
because now don't hoes steal? Hoes do steal. Do
right.
prostitutes steal?
I, I, I don't know what a
No.
prostitute does.
What a hoe still a prostitute?
Prostitution is an element of hoeing.
Right. So
That's
can
just the
you be
element.
right? So can a hoe be the hoeing with no element of prostitution?
Fuck no.
No.
Okay, so now we got that out the way. So a hoe can do other things, as long as she's still paying quote unquote pimping.
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So hoes steal.